This week's weekly ritual is dedicated to the music and the memories of funk rock icon Betty Davis and guitarist Brucey Greig of bands like Misery Index and Dying Fetus, who both passed away this week. Rest in power. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Keefe, and you're watching the Weekly Ritual, Ghost Cult's news show, right here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. GhostCultMag.com is a small business. With that out of the way, let's get into it.
In case you missed it, features at Ghost Cult.
We kick this week's features off with a gang of interviews. We talked to Andrew Bunsell of Metal Assault Records. Their 12th anniversary showcase festival takes place this weekend in Palmdale, California at the Taproom Brewery. Be there. We also talked to Olli-Pekka Laine of Amorphous. Their new album, Halo, is out today from Atomic Fire Records. We also talked to Bret of up-and-coming rockers Jestr. Their new album is out today as well. And you can catch me on the Glacially musical podcast, Beer, Metal, and Swearing, every week. This week's episode, we talk about Nick Mason of Pink Floyd and his Saucerful of Secrets. That's not a euphemism for sex. It's about an album.
And now, the news rundown.
Picking up where they left off before the pandemic, Nine Inch Nails has finally rebooked their North American tour dates, including 2 new festivals, Shaky Knees Fest and Primavera Sound in LA. Opeth and Mastodon have teamed up once again for the second leg of their gigantic Prague tour. Once again, Zeal and Order will be providing opening direct support. Berlin has been added to the lineup of the Kraken Music Fest, taking over Orlando, Florida next weekend. They join a stacked lineup with The Used, Story of the Year, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, and more. Obituary has announced the 3rd leg of their Redneck Run tour dates. They'll be joined by fellow death metalers Gruesome. Hardcore band Court Order has booked a string of tour dates leading up to their appearance at next month's South by Southwest. Death metal legends Destruction have booked a tour of North America with direct support coming from Nervosa. NoFX's Punkin' Drublic Touring Festival has announced a 4th date this year for 2022, taking place May 7th in Sacramento at Cal Expo, and joining NoFX will be Pennywise, Face to Face, Bouncing Souls, The Bomb Pops, and more. Goth metal legends Moonspell will kick off tour dates tonight in the UK with Paradise Lost. Moonspell is celebrating their 30th anniversary this year. Former Guns N' Roses guitarist Gilby Clarke has booked a weekly residency in LA, backed by his band The Keith Richards, made up of a bunch of killer guys from across rock and heavy metal. Gilby's gonna play stuff from all his solo albums and more. Sevendust has announced a second leg of their Animosity 20th anniversary tour, in which they will play all of that album, as well as other hits. Origin, who has a new album coming soon in 2022, has booked the Space Control Tour, co-headlining with Misery Index with direct support from Wolf King. Celebrating the life and times of Paul Bailoff, Bay Area thrash legend, is Exodus at their Live and Outside show, taking place outside the Underworld Theater in Oakland early next month, and joining them will be Exhumed and Boneless Ones. There'll be vendors, there'll be beer, there'll be a celebration of Paul. Don't miss it. Medford Metal Fest in Medford, Oregon, coming up this spring, has booked a ton of killer bands, including Vintersea, Your Hands Write History, Greyhawk, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Hot Water Music's Chuck Reagan has booked a bunch of solo dates with his band The Camaraderie, opening for David Howes next month with other artists. Taking place this May in Virginia Beach, Lunatic Luau. The lineup is a banger. Check out these bands: Disturbed, The Pretty Reckless, Dirty Honey, Band Wolves, Living Color, Aaron Jones, Lilith Czar, Plush, Crowbot, and more. 2 heavy bands we love are Nebula and Year of the Cobra, and they are teaming up for a tour where they're gonna whip around the USA from California and back again, culminating in both of their appearances at the Heavy Psych Sounds Fest in San Francisco. And heading back to Europe, the Night Flight Orchestra, a supergroup of rockers and heavy metalers, have booked the Aromantic Experience tour for the spring.
Yesterday, February 10th, would have been the 60th birthday of Clifford Lee Burton, the late great bass player of Metallica. And there was a celebration of his life and music online on the YouTube channel of Gomez Grip, an ally of Metallica, as well as many of his friends and peers and even his family members joining in for the awesome tribute as they do every year on this day. Every February 10th is Cliff Burton Day. But yes, we remember and honor him. There was a great merch drop in collaboration with Metallica, including a t-shirt designed by Cliff's close friend, Charlie Benante of Anthrax. There was also an awesome Super 7 of Cliff, the very first Super 7 toy for Metallica. Congrats on all that. In addition to the Cliff Burton news, Kirk Hammett has announced his debut solo EP, Portals, an instrumental record with 4 tracks. Very exciting stuff from the Metallica camp. In the news that shook up the rock world this week, Operation Ivy had a quasi-reunion this week at a show by the Interrupters and the Specials. Tim Armstrong and Jesse Michaels jumped on stage to play the Op Ivy ska punk classic sound system, and everybody was jaws on the floor. Amazing. Broke the internet. Broke YouTube. Hearts Ann Wilson is dropping a new solo album, Fierce Bliss, coming soon. Legendary black metal band Dark Funeral will share their new album, We Are the Apocalypse, in March via Ascension Media, and they dropped their brand new single and video, Nightfall. It is epic. As the battle rages on between Spotify and artists leaving left and right, some are taking an interesting path forward with their fans. Weezer has launched Weezify, an app at the Google Play Store and the Android Store and the Apple Store, all the stores for your phones. Launched by Rivers Cuomo, who's now into programming, the app has thousands of demos of Weezer songs, covers, deep cuts, never released stuff, and all their music. They're still on Spotify and other streaming platforms too, if that's your bag, but very interesting stuff from the Weezer camp. Did you see the Jackass movie this week, Jackass Forever? I did, and if you did, like me, you heard an awesome classic Misfits song. Misfits don't license a lot of music to TV and films, so really cool to hear Where Eagles Dare in a crucial point in the film. Avant-garde hip-hop group Dalek will be dropping a brand new album, Precipice, from Ipecac Recordings, the label co-owned by Mike Patton of Faith No More and host to a bunch of avant-garde bands. Dalek's got a fire new single and video, and we're super pumped for this album. Punk icon Iggy Pop will receive the prestigious Polar Music Prize from Sweden. This has been won by Metallica and Bjork and countless other artists, but this is a tremendous honor all over the world. We don't really care about awards and things here. Goes Copa. Golf clap for Iggy. He's a king. Arch Enemy has finally announced Deceivers as the name of their upcoming album on Metal Blade. They released a brand new single and video, Handshake in Hell, and we are super excited for new Arch Enemy jams. They will be hitting the road this spring with Behemoth, Napalm Death, and unto others. Sonic Youth co-founder Thurston Moore has signed to Southern Lord Records for his upcoming instrumental album Screen Time, and he dropped 2 new singles you should check out right now. Creator has shared the title track and video for their new album Hate Uber Alles, and you can check that out coming soon from Nuclear Blast. Creator is hitting the road soon in Europe with Lamb of God. Brand new company Monster Factory is utilizing the talent and power of death metal vocalists for gaming, movies, and more. This is a very lucrative field for vocalists and people who can do growly vocals and monster screams and things like that. And it's a varied and esteemed group of vocalists you should check out now.
And finally in the news, the big game is this weekend, the Super Bowl. Rams vs. Bengals. Who you got? Drop a comment below. If you heard the commercials, you're gonna get hype when you hear Body Counts Ice-T do the voiceover. He's got a whole career in television and film, as you know, and it's rockin'. It will get you so amped for the game. The commercial also features Public Enemy doing their track, Harder Than You Think.
And now for a look at who rules at streaming.
This week's Who Rules at Streaming, we've got Scott Ian of Anthrax and his son Revel Young Ian jamming out to Territory by Sepultura. The Chaos AD classic is not easy to play on drums, and Revel kills it. Good stuff. Who Rules at Streaming once again takes a look at Nandi Bushell of the UK, the killer young drummer and multi-instrumentalist. She takes on Rush's Tom Sawyer and does a killer cover.
And now for a look at some of the music on New Music Friday.
Amorphous, Halo, Atomic Fire Records, Author and Punisher, Crueler, Relapse Records, Backslider, Psychic Rock, To Live a Lie, Caveat, Alchemy, Self-Released, Cult of Luna, The Long Road North, Metal Blade Records, The Devils of Loot, Escaping Eternity, The Artisan Era, Garish and the Chronicles, Hail to the Heroes, Frontiers SRL, Greyhawk, Call of the Hawk EP, Fighter Records, Hangman's Chair, A Loner, Nuclear Blast Records, Jestr, The Dead and Riches, self-released, Jizzy Pearl's Love Hate, Hell California, Golden Robot Records, Naked Gypsy Queens, Georgiana EP, Mascot Label Group, Napalm Death, Resentment is Always Seismic, A Final Throw of Throws EP, Century Media Records, Near Death Condition, Ascent from the Mundane, Unique Leader Records, Night Cobra, Dawn of the Serpent, Iron Grip and High Roller Records, Once Human, Scarweaver, Ear Music, Shield of Wings, Unfinished, self-released, Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, 4, Gibson Records, Voivod, Synchro Anarchy, Century Media Records, Wait, The End of Noise, The Artisan Era, and Zeal and Ardor, self-titled, MVKA Records.
And now for a look in our mailbag.
This week's mailbag, we got a box of stuff in the mail from Wise Blood Records. We love those guys. Awesome Midwestern metal label featuring heavy metal, stoner doom, and so much more. Let's see what's in the box. We've got this awesome t-shirt from Obscene. This very cool light switch cover with some album art on it. Also cool, an enamel pin. You know that I love pins. 2 CDs, Entropy and Lavaborn, killer bands. And finally, this Nun Slaughter bandana is barely legible in the perfect black metal style. Thanks, Wise Blood Records. You made it to this part of the show, so you know what time it is. It's the end. GhostCodeMan.com's a small business, and we appreciate the support. As we say every week at this juncture of the show, it's a tough time in the world. So please, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and always remember... What's that? What's that you say? Stay metal!